If you're a die-hard Browns fan and love breaking down the game like we do, hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell so you never miss a blitz every week. It seems like Cleveland Browns fans are trapped in this endless cycle of quarterback questions, drama, and second-guessing. And after Week 13's 26-8 loss to the San Francisco 49ers, the same question popped up yet again. Should SHEDEUR Sanders be the starter for Week 14? It's the kind of question that has become almost ritualistic, a weekly gauntlet that Browns head coach Kevin Stefanski faces, with a mixture of patience and mild exasperation, because the answer hasn't changed. Sanders is still the starter. The young quarterback, a former Colorado Buffaloes star, has now officially logged to NFL starts under his belt. And while the results have been a mixed bag, there's enough promise to warrant giving him a fair shake against the 49ers. Sanders completed 16 of 25 passes for 149 yards and a touchdown, without turning the ball over, which in the context of a rookie on a struggling team is an achievement. Yes, he was sacked 3 times for a total loss of 34 yards. A reminder that certain rookie mistakes are sticking around, but overall, it was a performance that can't be described as anything remotely benchable. Especially for a second career start, context matters here, and in this league, the Browns are asking a lot of a young QB who is trying to find his footing in a system that isn't exactly built for easy success. Cam Newton, speaking on First Take, weighed in with a perspective that resonates with fairness and developmental philosophy in the NFL. Newton emphasized equal opportunity, pointing out that if a team gives multiple starts to one young quarterback in order to evaluate them properly, they owe the same to another. Dillon Gabriel, for example, was given 6 starts before the team moved on. Sanders has only had 2, and Newton believes it's essential to allow him the same kind of chance to grow, to make mistakes, and to show his potential. Newton's take is simple yet profoundly relevant in the high-pressure world of professional football. Young quarterbacks need room to develop, and judging Sanders too harshly after just the starts would be premature and, frankly, unfair. I believe in equal opportunity. I believe that whatever you've given one, you should give the other. I believe we have to develop our players in the best way we know how, and if you've given Dillon Gabriel, if you've given Joe Flacco an opportunity to properly evaluate them, you need to do the same thing for SHEDEUR Sanders, Newton said, framing the debate not around hype or panic, but around opportunity and player growth. He added, "The truth is, given what was the situation yesterday, I was pleased with what SHEDEUR Sanders did do," underlining the importance of realistic expectations and measured evaluations. Newton also didn't shy away from realism about the state of the Browns. When asked if he believed Cleveland was a good team, he responded with an unequivocal hell no, a sentiment that aligns with most outside observers. The team lacks a dominant number 1 receiver and doesn't have a reliable tight end to throw to, which makes the quarterback's job exponentially harder. The pressure on Sanders is immense, particularly because he's paired with rookie running back Quinton Judkins, and the team is effectively asking to rookies to carry an offense that, frankly, isn't built to support them. Newton compared the situation unfavorably to the 2016 Dallas Cowboys, where Dak Prescott and Ezekiel Elliott were rookie sensations, but crucially, they had an elite offensive line and a wealth of weapons at the receiver position. The Browns have none of that luxury. Their offensive line is far from dominant. They rank near the bottom of the league in sacks allowed, and their 177 receiver targets are among the fewest in football. The comparison serves as a stark reminder that talent alone isn't enough in the NFL. Infrastructure and supporting pieces matter just as much, if not more, for rookie quarterbacks trying to navigate their early career hurdles. Looking at the raw numbers, Sanders actually stacks up favorably against Gabriel through their first 2 starts. His completion percentage sits at 60.0 versus Gabriel's 56.5. His yards per attempt nearly double Gabriel's at 8.0 to 4.8. And his passer rating is a solid 90.8 compared to Gabriel's 77.1. On top of that, Sanders has only taken half as many sacks as Gabriel did in the same span, 4 versus 8, showing better pocket awareness and decision-making under pressure. Even if mistakes and inexperience are still evident, these statistics paint a picture of a quarterback who, while not perfect, has outperformed his predecessor in every meaningful category in their first 2 career starts. And yet the conversation around whether he should continue starting remains a hot topic in Cleveland, illustrating the pressure cooker environment NFL quarterbacks are thrust into. especially when the team is struggling. The reality is that Sanders is the best option Cleveland has at the position right now. It's not a perfect fit, and the team isn't in a position to mask his weaknesses with surrounding talent, but he gives them the best chance to compete given the circumstances. Newton's commentary highlights the challenges of being a young quarterback on a team lacking elite resources, no star receivers, no reliable tight end, a rookie running back, and a struggling offensive line. The system isn't forgiving, and the Browns aren't set up to succeed overnight. But the young quarterback has flashed enough talent and composure to earn the team's continued trust. He's shown poise in his second start, avoided turnovers, and produced statistically better results than the alternative. This is precisely the kind of situation where patience, opportunity, and development must be prioritized over panic and knee-jerk reactions. Fans may be frustrated, but Sanders' performance suggests that Cleveland isn't wasting their time by giving him the reins. The broader context is worth reiterating. Being a rookie quarterback on a subpar team is a challenge that few players can navigate successfully. The NFL is littered with examples of talented quarterbacks who never got the chance to fully develop because they were thrust into impossible situations too early. And the Browns are trying to avoid that trap by giving Sanders the opportunity to continue starting. Cleveland is signaling that they are committed to evaluating talent fairly and responsibly. Newton's insistence on equal opportunity serves as a reminder that player development is a process, not a weekly spectacle, and Sanders' trajectory needs to be viewed with patience, context, and realistic expectations. His ability to perform under pressure, manage the game, and limit mistakes in such a difficult environment is encouraging. And while he isn't going to lead a deep playoff run anytime soon, he is laying the foundation for growth and potential success. In conclusion, SHEDEUR Sanders remains the starter for Week 14. And despite the questions, the scrutiny, and the pressure, there's a compelling case for him continuing to get the nod. Cam Newton's insights underscore the importance of fairness and development in evaluating young talent. While the numbers show that Sanders has performed better than his direct comparison in Gabriel, Cleveland's limitations make every game a challenge, but Sanders has shown enough promise, resilience, and situational awareness to earn the team's confidence. The path forward won't be easy, and the Browns aren't suddenly transforming into a powerhouse overnight. But the young quarterback is proving that he belongs on the field, that he can handle adversity, and that patience and development are the keys to unlocking his potential. For now, the starting job is his, and the spotlight will continue to shine on him as Cleveland navigates the difficult waters of rebuilding around young talent, with fans watching every decision, every throw, and every step of Sanders' NFL journey. This is a story not just about wins and losses, but about opportunity, growth, and the sometimes harsh realities of professional football, where context, numbers, and patience intersect to define a young quarterback's path. And right now, the path leads firmly through SHEDEUR Sanders. Enjoying the content so far? Smash that like button and drop your take in the comments. We want to hear what you think about the Browns this season. Rumors are swirling around Cleveland, and the latest whispers coming out of the Browns camp suggest that Kevin Stefanski is walking a thin line, teetering precariously on the edge of what some insiders are calling a make-or-break moment in his coaching career. Stefanski, who rose through the ranks of the NFL starting as a lowly assistant with the Minnesota Vikings back in 2006, had always been seen as methodical, steady, and perhaps a little too cautious for the high-pressure world of professional football. Over the years, he earned his stripes, taking on multiple roles, learning the intricacies of play calling, offensive scheming, and player management, eventually landing the coveted position of offensive coordinator in 2019. From there, he seemed destined for greatness, eventually ascending to the head coaching position with the Cleveland Browns, a team that had long been searching for stability and identity for a while. Stefanski's reputation as a disciplined, cerebral coach who could get the best out of his roster seemed untouchable, but now, according to various murmurs and insider chatter, a new storm is brewing, and its eye is centered around none other than SHEDEUR Sanders, the Browns' highly anticipated quarterback who has been generating headlines almost as often off the field as on it. The latest buzz suggests that tensions between Stefanski and SHEDEUR have reached a boiling point, with sources claiming that communication has broken down in ways that could have serious ramifications for the locker room. There's talk that Stefanski, known for his meticulous game planning and strict adherence to his offensive philosophy, is feeling the heat as Sanders' playing style, charisma, and rising influence among teammates are beginning to clash with the coach's vision. Some insiders are even suggesting that this isn't just a minor personality conflict, but a fundamental clash over leadership and direction. Stefanski, once revered as a stabilizing force, is reportedly facing scrutiny from ownership, analysts, and even fans who are beginning to question whether his approach is sustainable in a league that increasingly rewards innovation, adaptability, and star power. While Stefanski's past accomplishments have earned him credibility, the current narrative suggests that past accolades might not be enough to shield him from mounting criticism. The chatter hints that if the situation with Sanders continues to escalate, Stefanski could find himself in the precarious position of having to choose between strict adherence to his coaching principles and making concessions to maintain harmony with one of the league's most promising young quarterbacks. The nature of Stefanski's pressure, according to these inside sources, is multifaceted. On one hand, there's the tactical aspect. Stefanski's offensive schemes, which had once been praised for their structure and efficiency, are now being scrutinized in light of Sanders' unique skill set. Observers are speculating whether Stefanski's traditional, methodical approach to play calling can truly maximize Sanders' talents, or if it risks stifling the quarterback's potential to make dynamic plays that could electrify the team and fans alike. On the other hand, there's a psychological dimension to the story. Sanders is reportedly commanding respect and attention not only for his athleticism, but also for his natural leadership qualities, charisma, and the way younger players gravitate toward him. This growing influence within the locker room is creating subtle, yet palpable, pressure on Stefanski, who now faces the challenge of balancing authority with the need to empower his emerging star. Rumors suggest that conversations behind closed doors have been tense, with Stefanski pushing for adherence to structure and discipline, while Sanders and his supporters are advocating for a more flexible, instinct-driven approach to the game. The friction, according to insiders, has already begun to seep into team meetings, practice sessions, and even interactions with the media, creating a perfect storm of speculation and tension. Adding fuel to the fire is the perception that the Browns front office is closely monitoring the dynamic between coach and quarterback. While Stefanski has historically enjoyed a strong rapport with ownership, insiders hint that patience may be wearing thin. The narrative emerging from the Cleveland rumor mill paints a picture of a front office caught in a delicate balancing act. They need Stefanski's experience, strategic mind, and steady hand, but they also cannot ignore the growing influence and potential of a quarterback who is quickly becoming the face of the franchise. There's talk that some executives are quietly weighing the possibility of making coaching adjustments or implementing support systems that could alleviate some of the tension, while others are hesitant to interfere too overtly for fear of destabilizing a team already under intense scrutiny. All of this, of course, has only magnified the media attention surrounding the situation, with analysts, bloggers, and commentators dissecting every gesture, interview, and sideline interaction between Stefanski and Sanders, searching for evidence of a fracture that could foreshadow larger consequences. Meanwhile, fans are increasingly caught up in the swirling narrative, speculating endlessly about what this tension could mean for the team's future. Social media platforms are alive with theories, ranging from Stefanski's potential ouster to scenarios in which Sanders' star power could redefine the Browns' entire organizational philosophy. Some fans argue that Stefanski's experience and calm demeanor are precisely what the team needs to navigate the unpredictable waters of an NFL season, while others suggest that a coach unwilling to adapt to a quarterback of Sanders' caliber may be inadvertently holding the team back. The rumor mill is quick to amplify any sign of discord, turning minor disagreements or routine coaching decisions into perceived crises that dominate sports talk shows and online forums. The way the story is unfolding, Stefanski's every move is under intense scrutiny, from his pre-game preparations to his in-game adjustments, to the way he handles media inquiries about team chemistry and quarterback performance. Even casual observers are beginning to sense that there's more at play here than meets the eye, and that Cleveland may be entering a period of reckoning where coaching philosophy, player influence, and organizational vision collide in dramatic fashion. What makes the situation particularly combustible is the juxtaposition of Stefanski's methodical, detail-oriented approach with Sanders' dynamic, instinctive style of play. Sources suggest that the tension isn't just about X's and O's. It's about identity, culture, and the direction of the franchise. Stefanski is reportedly grappling with how to maintain authority and control, while also nurturing the talents of a quarterback whose impact extends beyond the field into marketing, fan engagement, and broader cultural relevance. The rumor mill hints at private meetings and heated discussions, where compromises are being explored. But the fundamental question remains, can Stefanski reconcile his disciplined, process-driven approach with the expectations and natural instincts of a young, rising star who embodies a new era for the Browns? Some insiders argue that the next few months could define Stefanski's legacy in Cleveland, with potential outcomes ranging from a strengthened partnership with Sanders to an irreparable rift that might force the organization to reevaluate its coaching hierarchy. Adding layers to the intrigue are the subtle signals being picked up by analysts covering the team day in and day out. Observers note that Sanders' interactions on the sidelines, his interviews, and even his social media presence suggest a quarterback increasingly aware of his own influence, someone who is willing to challenge convention and assert his vision for the team. Meanwhile, Stefanski's measured, often understated responses have been interpreted by commentators as signs of someone trying to maintain composure under pressure, yet also facing growing uncertainty about his ability to manage a high-profile, ambitious quarterback. The media is quick to frame every encounter as a microcosm of the larger drama, whether it's a handshake that lasts too long, a sideline exchange, or a subtle eye roll during practice. While these may seem trivial to the casual fan, the constant scrutiny contributes to a sense of urgency and tension, making the situation feel far more combustible than it might actually be, yet nonetheless significant enough to warrant serious attention from insiders and fans alike. As the rumors continue to circulate, one thing is clear: Kevin Stefanski is under an intense spotlight, and the Browns organization is navigating a precarious juncture where leadership, talent, and organizational vision intersect in ways that could redefine the team's trajectory. The story of Stefanski and Sanders is rapidly evolving into a complex, multi-layered narrative that blends on-field strategy, off-field personality, and organizational politics. Whether Stefanski emerges from this period with his authority intact, or whether Sanders' star power reshapes the franchise, remains uncertain. But the chatter suggests that nothing about the Browns' immediate future can be taken for granted. Analysts, insiders, and fans alike will continue to monitor the situation, dissect every interaction, and speculate about the next chapter in a saga that combines high stakes, star power, and the unpredictable nature of professional football. For now, Stefanski is reportedly under pressure like never before, a coach whose legacy could hinge as much on his ability to manage personalities as on his capacity to call plays. A scenario that only adds to the tension, intrigue, and drama surrounding Cleveland's latest rumor mill sensation. Thanks for riding with us on another Browns Blitz. If you liked the video, share it with a fellow fan, hit subscribe, and ring that bell so you're always part of the Dawg Pound conversation. Go Browns!